Welcome back to our general knowledge series. Today we're with Layla.
I'm Director of Supply at Vistar Media.
So Layla, what generation are you?
I'm Gen Y, 1981 to 1996.
Did you go to college or university?
I went to university, yes. I went to Buckinghamshire Uni.
Okay, otherwise known as Bucks.
Bucks.
That's how the cool kids say it.
Yeah, Bucks New Uni.
And what did you study?
I studied business with finance and ended up in ad tech.
No one ever ends up doing what they studied.
No one
or at least
does.
you're closer than some.
My university experience was unique in the fact that we had halls, lectures and the student union all on one campus, so we basically never left the campus. It was a great experience, probably not the most standard, but it was very fun and I made friends for life there.
What wasn't standard about it?
I guess that you could live there for the whole 3 years in that scenario.
Oh, okay.
And you would run riot on the campus because no one would bother you. It was in the middle of nowhere, so it was very fun for that.
Okay, so you didn't have any neighbours complaining about the students that live next door? I certainly had a few of those.
Yeah, not at all, no.
Oh wow, they kicked me out after 1 year of campus. Not me specifically, everyone, but I think that's normal. So 3 years on campus. So what was one piece of pop culture that you would say defines your youth?
I would say movies, selection of movies in the late 90s, early noughties. Great background music, great characters, things like 10 Things I Hate About You. Anything with Freddie Prinze Jr. in I quite liked, which was my guilty pleasure.
And what was one thing that felt cool when you were younger that you think would probably surprise people now?
I would probably say the fashion of today. It was definitely like one of the main fashions of my youth. Low-rise jeans, new look 915, basically anything you see in Urban Outfitters today.
Okay, so they've gone full circle and here we are.
Full circle, yeah. It's quite, I don't think I could get away with it now, but it all looks very good still.
They always say that the youth and the sort of generation now are the trendsetters of the future, and probably at that time you didn't think that was going to happen, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it was the same when we were younger, stealing our parents' clothes from like different generations, so it's nice to see. And seeing the sustainability aspect too, recycled clothes.
Nice. We love to see it. So what brand do you associate with a specific life stage? Maybe that was when you were at uni, maybe slightly younger at college, growing up?
I would say Adidas when I went through my tracky bottom stage with the 3 stripes, and still a brand that I very much wear today. Trainers, you always stay loyal to some of those brands and they have a good way of reinventing themselves every decade, which is great to see.
The iconic 3 stripes are still going strong now.
Yeah.
And probably will be for decades to come.
Exactly, and all the Oasis stuff as well. Like they definitely gave them a new lease of life, which was really great to see.
Yeah, it tells you something. When I was quite gutted, I didn't spend about £100 on the Oasis like special tops.
Yeah.
It made my bank account thanks me now. I'd probably, well, I'm not sure I'd still be
tempting,
wearing
wasn't
it.
it?
At the time, yeah, I felt out of place.
Yeah, I think you can still get it now, don't worry.
And so you're the programmatic expert, of course. How do you think programmatic is being used to connect with young audiences and the value of programmatic to do that?
I think programmatic, especially for out of home, has become so much more transparent and precise that it enables us to target younger audiences in a really non-intrusive way. Like they're constantly probably being, having ads shoved in their face constantly on their phones. What out of home does is finds the audiences when they're in the right mindset and in the right location to target them with the most relevant advertising to them. Not only that, like that precision element of programmatic, we also help guide people on creative. So I think creative messaging is just as important.
Definitely.
You want to be able to get your brand's message across straight away and not have negative connotations with it, and also ensure that the message is being received by those younger audiences because their interests and things that are important to them are different to other generations today.
I think creative make or break. Like we're so happy or otherwise so disappointed when we receive a creative that was otherwise for a different environment, when there was such an opportunity to talk directly to the really unique audience that we have. So, I mean, programmatic allows you to do that quite easily.
Yeah, definitely. That guidance on creative by media channel is so important, as well as your creative messaging by venue type and out of home too. So next gen screens are really essential for that audience, but understanding that when they walk by those screens, they'll be in a specific mindset, they'll be coming from a lecture or starting first thing in the morning, they'll probably have a high dwell time if something catches their eye. A really great and impactful way to deliver a good message to your audience.
Nice, you heard it here first. Thinking about advertising for young audiences, a lot of brands are looking to target Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Some are doing it really well, some not so well. What's an example of some of the best advertising you've seen recently?
The most recent one would be the Lidl trolley bags for London Fashion Week. Lidl is one of those brands that really does take a moment and advertise their brand against it, which still gets a good message across, but also keeps up with like current events. Like they did the same with Oasis again. They're really good at being a part of events which a supermarket wouldn't naturally be a part of, and then making it really interesting for those audiences because they're relevant as well. Like they're, you know, an affordable supermarket.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Relevant and hitting those key cultural moments.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got our favourite part of the general knowledge series now, which is our Gen Z slang test. So really putting you through your paces here of how up to date with culture and slang you are.
Yeah.
So the first one is, what does let them cook mean?
I believe that means like let them speak, is it? Like let someone continue a story. If they're speaking about something and someone cuts them off.
I think it's more like if they're doing something really well or really big, you say like let them cook.
Oh, interesting.
Like if they're cooking, they're doing something well, but I also might be wrong.
I don't know what the millennial version of that one is. I couldn't think. That's a new learn for me today.
And we've got a multiple choice. So if something slaps, it is either excellent or amazing, surprising or scary, or beautiful or handsome.
I'm gonna guess excellent or amazing.
Correct answer.
Okay,
strong.
good.
And the final one for you is, what does booed up mean?
Booed up sounds like, it actually sounds like something that was in like early noughties rap. Like someone like Nelly, I think, probably invented that. And in a relationship
Yeah? With your boo?
with your boo. That's retro though, that boo's still being used. I appreciate that.
Something should stay in, something should fade away.
Yeah.
Still to
That
be
one seems to be
decided.
staying, yeah.
It's still here.
I love
Nice. So that's the end of our general knowledge series with Layla. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.